Okay, so Crazy Hair Jordan's back. So, what are we going to be talking about today? So, I want to talk about kind of the general principle of self-development and why I think it's so important, and kind of a way to visualize that or kind of get that idea into your head and kind of, in a really poignant way that really sticks. So, there's countless reasons why, but I think the best way is to kind of just go into the analogy. You kind of have to view yourself almost like an orange. So it doesn't matter how you squeeze an orange, what is inside of it will always come out, the juice, right? So same thing with you. Imagine yourself as an orange. So whatever's on the inside, no matter what the pressures are in your life, no matter how you're squeezed, whatever's on the inside is always what comes out through the juice, So that will be your juice. So if you, harbor hate, or, you're not if you're a very selfish person, you're not a very caring person, or you're just kind of overall an asshole, like when someone like that is put under stress of any sort, either through, relationship stress or through, losing your job, so maybe through financial stress of some sort, anytime life throws something at them, it's kind of like a squeeze on them. And then what comes out is their, what's on the inside. So if they harbor hate in their heart, or, selfishness, and just a complete lack of regard for others and themselves, it's that then shows, and that's when, it's really telling, because everything's fine. Like for everyone, it doesn't matter when things are going good. When things are going well, you don't see people's inner character. You just see the rosy side of them that they're going to, project out to the world. But when they're under certain stresses or certain kind of pressures, that's when you start to see the bubbling up of kind of their true nature and what's kind of like hovering under the surface. Because for most of like the interactions that human beings have, it's almost like we have a mask on. We have this like kind of persona that we show to the world to kind of, cover ourselves. So we don't have to show what we really think or who we really are. We can kind of like just deal with 99% of social transactions just through the persona and through the mask. But why I believe self-development and kind of working yourself and, developing yourself to be a better person, constantly, just bit by bit every single day, is that when someone like that, someone who is confident in themselves, is kind, and is just in a, content place in their life, when they're put under stress and when they kind of feel that squeeze and that pressure, it's not the same. Like what ends up coming out is the goodness that's actually in their heart. Instead of someone who, might divide or feel divided in a scenario like that, they are more of a source of unity and coming together. So I think that's one of the really key ways to kind of visualize and think about like developing yourself is, kind of working on your inside, so that when the bad times come, or like when difficulties do arise, you're in a position where what's going to come out of you is actually something positive, not actually a negative scenario. So I really wanted to make this video, and I'm going to make this a short one just to, get it out there, because I feel like, people just think that, when stress or pressure comes on in your life and people act out in really weird ways, well, that's just part of being, a human being. And I think it is the norm. Like, don't get me wrong, I think it is the norm, but I don't think it's right. And I think you can change that through just progressively over time improving yourself, bit by bit, maybe like 1%, maybe even less than 1% each day, just slowly working, and over a lifetime, or even a couple of years to a lifetime, you can see a dramatic change in your overall altitude and your attitude. And yeah, so I think that's the take-home message for today, is focusing on developing yourself will kind of put you in a position where even under, dire circumstances, you'll be a source of, light, instead of, just another bit of the darkness out there. So, like always, like and subscribe. If you like this kind of content and you have, questions that you want me to answer or topics you want me to cover, drop them in the comments down below, and I'll get back to you soon.